Hi, everybody. It's Michelle Clenard, intuitive energy practitioner and coach. Today's video is about what it means to love yourself. February is a month associated with love. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. Only we're going to talk about self-love rather than romantic love. So let's define some relationship terms, some self-relationship terms like self-love, self-esteem, self-worth, self-acceptance. These terms are thrown about and they kind of are interchangeable to some degree, but there are some differences between the terms. And I think it's really important to understand them because it can provide clarity about how you see yourself or how you define yourself or your self-relationship. That clarity lets us know what areas of self-relationship need our attention. For example, you may realize that you're confident in your worth or your abilities, but you're seeking happiness outside of yourself. Or you may provide your own happiness from within, but you're having difficulty accepting a certain aspect of yourself. So knowing what's what with self-relationship and understanding the terms can really provide you with an opportunity for healing, growth, or reparations within your relationship with yourself. So self-love is it's having a regard for your own happiness or well-being, and it involves taking action. So there's emphasis on the action. So it requires identifying your needs and tending to them. So your regard for your own happiness and well-being is met with action to provide or create that happiness and well-being from within. You're not looking outside of yourself for fulfillment, you're looking within. And self-esteem is having confidence in your own worth or abilities. Self-worth is another term for self-esteem, really. You know your worth, you're comfortable, and you acknowledge that. You're confident about it. So self-acceptance is your satisfaction with yourself while having a realistic understanding and awareness of your strengths and weaknesses. So it's accepting yourself in spite of strengths or weaknesses or shortcomings. So whether or not you're able to navigate this process of developing or healing or improving your self-relationship is really highly individual. It's up to you. I'm going to provide you with throughout the series of self-love this month, I'm going to provide you with some actions and introspection topics that you can really help you dive in and get clarity about what needs your attention in your own self-relationship and how to tend to your self-relationship needs so that you can form a more supportive, sustainable, nurturing relationship within you. So we defined the terms, but let's go a little deeper into self-love because I really want to stay focused on that. All of the terms that I defined, by the way, have a dynamic relationship. They all affect one another. Your self-love affects your self-esteem, affects your self-acceptance, and vice versa. I mean, it's dynamic. Everything affects everything. So when you are actively working on meeting your needs, you're more likely to choose things that support, nurture, and sustain your well-being and happiness. And you're more likely to let go of the things that do not support, nurture, or sustain your well-being, whether that's a person, an environment, an activity, etc. Self-love is taking action to prioritize and meet your needs because you have a regard for your own needs. And it empowers you when you do that. It fills you up from the inside when you tend to your own well-being, when you prioritize yourself. When you fill yourself up from the inside, that sense of fulfillment, of love, it actually spills over onto others and into the world. Self-love enables you to show up the way you really want to for others, for yourself first, and then for others and the world. It allows you to be fully present and not so depleted. So self-love is really about acknowledging your self-relationship and tending to yourself, nurturing yourself, and prioritizing yourself. This does not mean that you're going to ignore or step on others. It simply means that you're taking time to tend to your needs and take action toward meeting them. So maybe you just go to bed when you're tired, or you say no when your plate's already full, or you cancel a night out when you're feeling drained, or maybe you do yoga or meditation, you eat healthy. Whatever need it is that you have that you're trying to meet, that is tending to your self-relationship. It's developing your self-love. And self-love is not selfish, self-centered, or narcissistic. There are some people who associate self-love with selfishness or self-centeredness, but it is really not. It can be if it's out of balance, but it is absolutely the opposite of selfish when it is balanced. I mentioned the term narcissist or narcissistic. For people who are truly narcissistic, they are manipulating or using others to fill themselves up because they lack self-love. Some people think narcissists are people who really love themselves so much, and that is their persona, but that's not what they feel inside. So self-love can, when it's really unbalanced, lean in that direction, but that's why it's perceived that way. So honestly, that perception needs to be smashed because it makes it really difficult for people to tend to their needs and love themselves in a way that's balanced and empowering, and in a way that actually is selfless, because it builds them up or fills them up so that they can give more to others and to the world. So we talked about self-love, how it compares with the other self-relationship terms, and I hope that that's provided you with some clarity about where you are in terms of self-relationship. And if it hasn't, or if you still have some questions, or you just want to chat about it, I'd love hearing from you, whether it's a question or a comment. Let's start a conversation, and I'm happy to join you. Just leave a comment, and I would love to hear from you, okay? In the next video, we're going to do a little myth busting about the old saying you've probably heard, which is, you cannot love others until you love yourself. I find that phrase to be extraordinarily guilt and blame, shame ridden, and I'm not a big fan. So the next video, I hope you'll join me as I kind of smash that a bit and discuss the real reasons why self-love and self-relationship are so important. The benefits, like how self-love really affects other relationships, and without the guilt and the blame or the lack. Okay, so I hope you'll join me in the next video, and until then, bye.